With Deadpool and Wolverine crushing the box office and Robert Downey Jr. returning to the Marvel MCU, there's a lingering question about where the movie industry is moving. You all know that movies use nostalgia as their biggest tool. Back in 2021, we got Spider-Man No Way Home that starred the likes of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, William Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and obviously Jamie Foxx. Following the success of No Way Home, producers scrambled to find a reason to have nostalgia be the story point or subject of their movie. We got movies like Jurassic World Dominion, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and many more. But before we get into that, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I just wanted to let you know that this video is sponsored by MoviePosters.com, so stay to the end of the video to find out how you could save 15% off your entire order. There are many people out there who love to sit and think of the good old days. Sometimes that could be a good thing though. Maybe we need to gain perspective about all the progress we have made in life. Maybe we want to think of someone or something because we may feel that they are forgotten and we are losing touch with it. But here's the thing. Nostalgia is a very personal emotion. We may all have the same childhood, going to the park, playing, falling off the swing, almost fracturing your ankle, normal kids things. But the way we internalize those moments can differ significantly from one another. And that is why nostalgia is a personal experience. But companies in Hollywood now weaponize it against you. Now before I go any further, I have to come clean. I'm a nostalgic person. I watched Oppenheimer 10 times in a year. Why? Well, nostalgia, obviously. So if you wanted to find out why I did it and my story behind it, you can go take a look at it. Returning to the ideas of nostalgia and Hollywood, let's discuss The Avengers. It is a series of movies that revolve around bringing in characters from other movies. Does this qualify as nostalgia? Well, yes, but at the very least, the Avengers' story and purpose was far greater than just slapping names on a poster and calling it a day. Unlike Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, where many people were left disappointed because the story flat out sucked and tried to use the return of Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Ernie Hudson to entice people to watch it, and that is an example of using nostalgia as the sole purpose of telling a story. Now, how is nostalgia bad for the film industry? Firstly, we're losing touch with telling great stories. When producers and directors' sole purpose is to pull as many names into a movie, we get a lackluster attempt at bringing actual emotion and purpose to a movie. Maybe I'm being naive and I believe that movies should always have a purpose and a reason other than just for the sake of entertainment. But let me ask you this, which movies are considered masterpieces? There are so many movies out there that pull the emotion and stories of others. I know that not everyone wants to connect with movies on a personal level, but it can be healthy. It can always be a way for us to feel heard and release any stress or emotions that we may be feeling at the time. And nowadays, with all the remakes and all the sequels these days, it feels like movies are getting less and less attached to the human experience and are just trying to make a quick buck. And the art is being lost. And that brings me to the next point. Progress. The purpose of art is always to make progress or make something new or unique, challenging new ideas or going against the status quo. But when Disney and Marvel and many others are bent on just making the same old movies, it is an indication that they are far too afraid to take risks and make something unique and new and lose some money on the way, possibly. They would rather just sit back and do the same thing over and over and over again and make their profits because, frankly, we're still going to watch them. What will happen when my generation decides, hey, I'm kind of done with these Cape Crusaders and over-the-top supervillains? How are they going to be able to fill that void for nostalgia if the generation they're currently working with will no longer be interested in what they're providing? At some point, we will get tired of it and we will move on, and there's no doubt about it. It may not be simply, we don't like these movies anymore, we're tired of being a part of the nostalgia bait. Rather, we just don't have time to go and watch these movies anymore. It is what happens when a generation gets older. They get busier, they get more complicated, and things aren't as easy as they were when they were younger to just sit down and watch the movie. Now, I also want to clarify one thing before we continue here. I am aware that Disney and Marvel are not the only people who are nostalgia baiters, but let's be honest, they are the biggest culprit. They are the dealer of this drug. They know what they're doing and they do it to a T. Lastly, we deserve better. With the prices of movie tickets rising and the quality of movie theaters sort of diminishing and the fact that it will probably be on streaming in 2 months, why would we go to the theater to rewatch something that we've probably seen before? There's no drive and reason to go and watch a movie these days, especially if you're not as enticed into the whole idea of bringing back old characters. I haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine yet, and a lot of people will say, whoa, hold on, you run a channel about movies and you haven't watched the biggest movie of the summer? Yeah, that's right. I really just wasn't interested in going back and rewatching, Wolverine coming back to screen. If I wanted to watch him, I would go watch his solo movies. I think that's a pretty reasonable attitude towards this whole thing. Will I watch Deadpool and Wolverine? Yeah, more than likely I will once it comes to streaming, but for me, I don't really need to go and spend time in a movie theater, and I'm not dying to watch it at the moment. But we deserve so much better because since the pandemic, pandemic and all these companies scrambling to remake money that they lost, it's all just been nostalgia to try to bring you into the seats and try to make a quick buck and move on to the next project. I thought maybe for a moment that the industry was moving in a different direction, but as soon as I saw that Robert Downey Jr. returned back to the Marvel and the MCU, I thought, oh, damn, we really are returning back to this whole, let's just do what we know and just remake what we know, and we're not going to take any risks trying something new. I would have believed more that Marvel was actually making progress and trying to move forward with new characters and new actors if they didn't bring back Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. I think, to me, it's just signaling that they weren't doing well in the last couple years, so they're just going back to what they know works because they're too scared to keep losing money. And it's just a shame that a lot of art has now become, a cash grab rather than actually wanting to provide something of quality and value to the world, and I think that's lost in this day and age of movie going. But if you do enjoy these movies and these are the types of movies you love to go and sit and watch, who am I to tell you to say no to those? Go watch them, have fun, do what you want with your life. It's your life, your choice. So don't let anybody make you feel bad if your favorite movie this month was Borderlands. I'm just kidding. Watch what makes you happy and go and enjoy it. Anyways, that's it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know down below if nostalgia is taking over the film industry. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. Hi, thanks for answering the call. I'm not sure if the connection is really good. Let me just try this. Okay, perfect. Movieposters.com is the sponsor of today's video. Make sure you go check them out. They got many posters just like the one here on the wall. This is a reprint, or you can get real posters as well if you're interested. I'm lagging again. Hold on. Make sure you use code Forgotten15 at checkout if you're interested in saving 15% off your entire order. Alright, back to the video.